A nuclear bomb works by releasing energy stored inside the tiny center of atoms, called the nucleus, in a very fast and uncontrolled way. Even though atoms are extremely small, their nuclei hold enormous energy that is normally locked away. In a nuclear bomb, this energy is suddenly released, creating a massive explosion. There are two main types of nuclear bombs, but the basic idea is the same: breaking atoms apart or forcing them together in a way that releases huge amounts of energy. In a fission bomb, heavy atoms like uranium or plutonium are used. These atoms are unstable, meaning their nuclei can split apart if they are hit by a tiny particle called a neutron. When one nucleus splits, it releases energy and also releases more neutrons. These new neutrons then hit other nearby nuclei, causing them to split too. This creates a chain reaction, where one reaction triggers many more, and the process grows extremely fast in a fraction of a second. Because so many atoms are splitting at once, a huge amount of energy is released almost instantly. That energy comes out as a powerful blast, intense heat, and dangerous radiation. The blast wave can destroy buildings, the heat can cause fires, and the radiation can harm living cells. The reason a nuclear bomb is so powerful is because the chain reaction happens very quickly and involves billions upon billions of atoms, all releasing energy at the same time. In a more powerful type of nuclear weapon, called a fusion bomb or hydrogen bomb, the process is slightly different, but even more extreme. Instead of splitting heavy atoms, it forces light atoms, like hydrogen, to join together or fuse into heavier atoms. This is the same process that powers the sun and stars. However, fusion only happens under extremely high temperature and pressure, much higher than what normally exists on Earth. To achieve this, a fission explosion is first used as a trigger. The energy from that initial explosion creates the extreme conditions needed for fusion to start. Once fusion begins, it releases even more energy than fission, making the explosion many times stronger. In many cases, both fission and fusion happen together, increasing the total energy released. The effects of a nuclear bomb are not just about the explosion itself. There is also heat that can burn things far away from the center, a shockwave that can flatten large areas, and radiation that can damage cells in the human body. Some of this radiation can also make the environment dangerous for a long time after the explosion, because it leaves behind unstable particles that continue to emit energy. Another effect is that the explosion can send out a powerful electromagnetic pulse that can damage electronics over a large area. What makes nuclear bombs different from normal explosives is not just that they are stronger, but that they come from changes inside atoms themselves, rather than chemical reactions like in regular bombs. Chemical explosions rearrange atoms, while nuclear explosions actually change the atoms themselves, releasing far more energy in the process. Even a very small amount of nuclear material can produce an explosion many thousands or millions of times more powerful than conventional explosives. This is why nuclear weapons are considered extremely dangerous and are treated with great caution. In global politics and science, in simple terms, a nuclear bomb works by forcing atoms to either split apart or combine together in a way that releases a massive burst of energy in a very short time, creating an explosion far more powerful than anything caused by ordinary chemical reactions. The first nuclear bomb was created during the Manhattan Project, a secret program led by the United States during World War II. The first successful test, called the Trinity test, took place on July 16, 1945, in New Mexico. Scientists, including J. Robert Oppenheimer, used nuclear fission to release enormous energy from atoms. The explosion created a giant fireball and shockwave, proving the power of atomic weapons. Soon after, nuclear bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, changing history forever and beginning the nuclear age.